Welcome to Thrones and Scones. It's your weekday morning podcast where we talk Game of Thrones over breakfast with some caveats. It's not breakfast, it's not a weekday, and it's not the morning. But we're still here recapping today Season 3, Tony, Hans, and Jeremy, and I would say back by popular demand, except nobody makes demands of us, god damn it. So back by a very gracious request, which we have acquiesced, Rob Bullock. Yay.
Yay. Hi, guys. How's it going? I'm glad. It's glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. That's the word I'm looking for.
I think maybe you've been overtaken by some sort of alien android.
Yes. It might have been my treat. I started eating my breakfast treat at night.
Yeah. So if you guys are just tuning in now, which is a weird thing to do, but hi, welcome anyway. I don't want to scare you off. Rob Bullock from a little podcast called And Rob's Your Uncle joined us for the recap episode of Season 1, and then we didn't invite him back for Season 2, and now he hath returned, and he has learned a thing or two along the way, and this time, you brought a scone.
I did. I have, which I was informed is a repeat, but I have the strawberry yogurt scone.
I don't want to actually throw too much hate. You know, we appreciate the effort. And here's the thing also, I don't want to push you away too hard because I'm under the information that you are not that big into scones.
No, I'm not Scones' number 1, 2, and 3 fan. I'm giving that to you guys. I would say I'm
appropriately.
I'm a solid 8. There's a few people in between me and you guys.
Okay.
Okay. I want to welcome you into the fold a little bit, Rob, because here's the thing, and I've only danced around the subject thus far because I've been vastly outnumbered. I don't really like scones that much either.
What? Fuck, get off the podcast. What are you talking about?
Going on?
This is not how this goes down today.
Here's the thing. Again, if there were any other pastry that rhymed with Game of Thrones...
Et tu, Rob Stark, et tu.
We would try to come up with it, but no. I tried Baelish and Danish. Maybe that'll be my next spin-off podcast, just exclusively about Littlefinger. We'll work on it, I suppose.
We're gonna have to think about these now.
You could have just called it Game of Thrones and then just had it be like deer meat. Just try different wild game every.
As if scones weren't hard enough to come by each and every day. We have to find a different exotic meat.
Well, there was this roadkill on the side of the road, and I don't really know if it was a raccoon or a deer, but we're gonna go with it.
We cooked it up, and here we go.
Every week, we just we eat some sort of meat from one of the house's sigils. Yeah. So it's just like today we're capturing Lannister, so we're having lion.
Great segue, Hans. Where are all the lions?
That's a good question. And do we see any lions?
There are no lions. There's no lions in the books. There's no lions in the shows. There's no mention of lions having existed or of lions existing beyond the realms that we've seen on screen or on page. I assume they must exist because so many houses use them for representational purposes. ¿Dónde está?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Was there not any references? I mean, I'm not a reader, so I didn't read the books. But what about even in the prequel? Isn't there like a whole prequel story?
There is. I haven't read it. Jeremy has it.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't read it. I mean, I'm only like 100 pages in, and I haven't got anything there yet.
Well, keep your eyes peeled for
keep your eyes peeled.
I'm looking it up.
That's crazy. I've never thought of that.
If I had to just randomly guess,
they would have to be somewhere like in the Dothraki Sea or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
I would say Essos, right? That'd be my guess.
Okay, and I'm just skimming real quick here on the wiki. It's looking like they're an old thing, like extinct.
Oh, okay.
The wood dancers of the Children of Forest are said to have called upon cave lions to fight on their behalf. And then it says lions inhabited the western hills of Westeros. So I'm assuming that means past tense.
Huh. Yeah, you don't tend to think of lions and hills.
Maybe they're on Casterly Rock. We've never been there. Have we ever been there?
No. In season 7 we go, but
oh, okay.
I feel like Karth would be a place to find lions, right?
In the desert?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not? Isn't that where, Savannah Desert, isn't there lions there?
I don't think Savannah and desert are the same thing at all.
Really?
I don't want to be super wrong about this, but I don't think so.
Because
I worked at the animal kingdom, and I feel like I can tell you that they're different.
I feel like
they're similar.
They're similar enough.
Do lions live in the desert?
Forest and forests.
According to PBS, field studies by Dr. Flip Stander have shown that the lions of the Namib, which live mostly at the northern edge of the desert, can survive in extreme conditions, feeding on genspach, ostriches, and
So perhaps it's a little possible.
Hey, I trust him. He's a doctor.
This has been a mess and a half. We are here, for better or for worse, to try and recap the third season of Game of Thrones, and I'm rather excited to do this. I want to open the floor first and foremost to our guest, as not only, we will proverbially feed you salt and bread so that you know that you'll be safe under our roof, of course, but also because we have said a great many things about this show, and I know that you have formed your own opinions, and you have heard our opinions, and you have judged them right or wrong. So, first impressions about the third season here, Rob.
Season 3 I think was a game changer season for Game of Thrones, because I don't know. I think after season 2, if I wasn't when I first watched the show, just watching season 2 again, I'm just like, why did I watch another season of this? If I didn't have season 3 ready for me to watch right away, I think I would have been really angry having to wait until season 3.
Yeah.
Because I like you guys said in the season 2 recap, season 2 set up so much stuff to happen in season 3. And I definitely thought the things that happened in season 3 happened in season 2 for a long time.
Yeah. Especially, I think we even talked about that, like when we were recapping season 1, like, looking forward to this with Rob and this with Tyrion, and no, you kind of have to wait a bit more.
Yeah. But
for sure.
The Red Wedding, the getting to see, which was, kind of unremarkable looking towards the future, the amount of White Walkers at the end of season 3. You can see that their CGI budget got bigger because they have a bigger army. Because that same scene where they pan out on an army of White Walkers happens in one of the more recent seasons too, and the army is just 10 times bigger.
Yeah. Well, okay, I don't want to throw too much correction here, but I think that season is the last episode of season 2.
What?
Yeah, with the White Walker on the horse and the army expansion.
Oh my gosh, it's been a couple weeks since I watched season 3.
But also, they're not all White Walkers, most of them are zombies.
What?
Yeah. It's just the weird looking ones that are White Walkers.
All right, throw me some shade. What? I want you to correct me on this, because I was under the impression that all undead frozen creatures up north were all called White Walkers.
No, this is good. This is common. We had to spank Hans's little crack of butt as well and set him straight. So can I say that? I did.
It's not because it's white; it's because it's brittle.
Exactly.
That's not the first thing I thought of.
And it's roughly an eighth of an inch wide.
It's kind of thin, actually, like a crisp cracker. Yes.
So the White Walkers are like these ancient forces, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we see what Sam kills is a White Walker. Mm-hmm. What rides the horse and looks down at Sam is a White Walker. But everything shambling with them, the thing that Jon burns alive, those are just people that were killed, and then the White Walkers raise them as thralls.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's only...
how do you become a White Walker?
Great question. Right now we don't know. I think next season or the season after, we find out that the Night King takes the babies and turns them into White Walkers.
It's season 4. We get that.
Yes.
Because that's what happened with the shard that got pushed into the dude. That's the Night King, right? From the
correct.
Yeah. I knew that
Yes.
I figured that the Night King was like the source of the power for the original, White Walker, but I just figured they were all just called White Walkers.
Yeah. And I don't know if we ever get a full number. I know there's speculation on the number of White Walkers there are, anywhere from like, I think the common number thrown around is 12 as of right now, but it could be a little bit more. I think we see at one point 12, and then we obviously lose a couple along the way.
Right.
Spoilers.
So how does the Night King turn the babies into a White Walker?
We don't know. We've only ever seen the one scene, and this is not something that has been said in the book. So whether it's divergent or whether it just hasn't been explained, but he basically just has that scene where they bring him a baby on an altar, and he comes up and he looks all creepy, and he just pokes it, and its eyes turn blue. That's the only thing we ever see, and that's the only indication that we get thus far.
Okay. So now, to answer your question from Monday's episode, where you guys talked about what power that you would want,
Ooh,
why
bring up, yeah.
Why would a White Walker not count as a power to have? Were they killed when they got turned into a White Walker? They were living babies, and the man who got turned into the Night King was a living man.
it's true.
So
It's
we
true.
don't know.
It's a good point.
I think that White Walker should. I still don't choose White Walker. I'm choosing.
How in this day and age, what's the utility of raising the dead, do you think?
Chaos.
Yeah, just chaos. You could become
it's almost,
a supervillain.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's the same as on any other time where you the usefulness of raising the dead.
Good point.
At least there's more supervillain potential than just lighting shit on fire with your blood. It's like, ugh.
So I would say that I would have to choose Warg. But you guys were thinking too small with the animals that you're choosing with mice and stuff. Because, obviously they have terrible lifespans. You got to pick someone with a good lifespan.
Hans is thinking too small.
You got to think of something with a good lifespan and with abilities to communicate. Because then you could live for so much longer. I'm thinking.
But you can warg into not just one thing.
Yeah, but like you were saying with when the guy died, his spirit was still in. So if you die, you can live on through a animal that lives longer.
So what are you going to warg into?
A parrot.
A parrot.
They live for 150 years. They can
I don't know about
talk.
that.
That's 100% true.
Where's this parrot?
Huh?
Yeah, they do.
Where is this
They
parrot?
live crazy amount of time.
Parrots have crazy long lifespans. I had 7 of them growing up.
Well, where are they now?
We had to give them away because,
Because of their death?
no. I gave away dead birds.
I think that there's a whole very popular skit about that. Okay, but a parrot's...
Because it
I
can
guess
talk.
that's fine.
If
Yeah.
you put your brain into a parrot's brain, you could definitely communicate in some way and live
Fair.
on for another 150 years, I bet.
So then what, I guess kind of what Tony was saying, what parrot are you going to warg into?
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Are you
parrots are just
buying a
stuck in
parrot?
cages.
Bluefront and Amazon. That's the one that has the longest lifespan.
But I'm just saying, where are you getting it? Do you own it?
Yeah. Because you have to be
So-
you have to be connected with the animal, right?
So have you clipped its wings?
No, they grow back.
So it's just going to fly around your house?
What are you talking about? I'm so
Where is this bird, Rob?
it's at my house in a cage. Now
So you're going to die. You're going to be having a heart attack. You're like, shit. And then you're going to warg into the parrot and you're going to be stuck in a cage forever.
and then I'll be able to open up the cage.
And then
on
you're
a-
going to go outside and someone's going to be like, is that a fucking parrot? Shoot it.
Yeah, I mean, I would set up a situation, it's like, hey, when I die, my consciousness is gonna go into that bird. You protect that bird with this is my dying wish on my will.
Sure. Okay.
Because it is actually true that parrots end up being in a lot of people's wills because they outlive their human owners.
That's pretty, that's... Then they're going to be like, wow, Rob really loved this parrot. We should bury him with it.
We'll just put it down. That's what Rob would have wanted.
That's what Rob would have wanted.
Here is what I am curious about. And I think the answer is no. But
I think I have the exact same question.
I don't think you do, but now I'm interested in your question as well. And that is, if you die and warg into another animal, can you then, as that animal, warg into something else? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
You have to come back, right? Isn't that the thing? You have to come back to the animal?
Yeah. Because once you're like full animal, I think you lose the ability. Mm-hmm. You lose your humanity, as it were, and you can't remember how to do it.
Got it. So you get part of the animal's intelligence, basically.
So you might have 150 years more to live, but it's a caged bird.
Well, I was thinking
fine. I could play some pranks as a parrot, I think.
It's a great
I was
point.
thinking you just kind of like you live your life prepared for this, right? So you just have a bunch of snacks and food like kind of out. The cage is never really fully closed. And then you just have like shit on your TV all the time just in case you die. That way if you're the parrot and you're stuck in your house, you have all sorts of shit you can do. Your PS4 is already on, you can just jump on and play. You think bird talons are able to run a PS4 remote?
I mean, not well. For sure they could do it.
Probably still beat me in Call of Duty.
No, those thumbsticks are so they get scratched up so quickly.
It's a good point. They do have those new controllers that are like smaller. So maybe.
Can somebody more graphically talented than I go and make a logo that's just the logo for the show Hoarders, but just replace it with Paranoid Wargs?
Paranoid.
Because it would make the show better. I don't know. They're probably in like their 48th season. Maybe they need a little, revamp.
So in this world that you've created, Rob, for your just eventual demise, prepping for your parrot world that you're going to live in, obviously, what are you going to have on the TV? Just in case, like what are you gonna have on the TV that you're gonna have to watch for the rest of your parrot life? Till your cable gets shut off, obviously, or your electricity gets shut off, because I'm assuming you're not gonna be able to pay your bills as a parrot.
I think it's gonna be all parrot-based media.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna have Aladdin. Get that Iago action going.
Sure,
Love that bird.
Tragic movie for a parrot.
And then Polly. I don't know if you ever saw Polly.
Sure.
What's the animated? There's one animated one that had them in there.
Oh, Rio.
Rio
1 and 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
If you really want to stretch the boundaries, and you're a accepting individual of other races, you can have Fruit Loops commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Chicken Run.
Planet, right?
Chicken Run, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Planet Earth. I think they have some birds in there.
So this actually segues perfectly into what I thought Tony was going to ask. The obvious question here is
what does a parrot's penis look like?
If your soul transmits to the parrot, then obviously what you're going to have, I don't even know why I asked, what you're going to have on the TV is porn, regardless if you planned it or not. So then my question is, as a parrot, are you interested in human porn or parrot porn?
I think you use that opportunity to not be judged. It's just like, this is my new parrot life. I don't have a concept of shame. Let's see how far I can push this.
I mean, I guess it really just depends on how much animal I have and how much human is still left. Maybe.
I think you're 50-50 if I'm being honest.
Maybe you're into that halvesy stuff.
Yeah, split it right down the middle.
All those Sphinx furries.
So, actually, just bringing it out of topic and back to the Game of Thrones. You said thralls. Did you mean whites?
Yeah. I mean, whites is the word, but like I was using thralls to like describe what they are. Like,
okay. Like in their role of like what they're doing because they're slaves.
Yeah. They're zombies under the control of their masters.
But
yeah, they're called whites.
Yeah. That's the only thing. I was thinking about that. I was like, because in the book, others is kind of vague as well.
Yeah.
And so do you think others means whites, or do you think it means the whitings?
Did you say the whiteys?
No, everyone knows they're called the whiteys, as in whitey tighties.
I think others pretty specifically means the White Walkers.
Okay. Yeah.
I think, I'm not sure. But that is an interesting point. In the books, the phrase White Walkers really doesn't get used.
Yeah.
A couple times people say it, but it's kind of Voldemorty, and people don't like to use it.
Yeah, I feel like they we talked a little bit about this, how the book lets you kind of create a little more to this world as well, in that, where I think the show tends to make things a little dark and creepy in some places. When you're reading it in the book, it's kind of so mystical. You don't really have this fear as much as the North. The North is just the North. It's in vastness, and there's a lot going on there, but it's more of a mystery sense, where here the North is terrifying, right? It's more fear-driven, I think, in the show.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's
no one
largely just a product of the largely just a product of print medium versus a visual medium, and in what gets across better.
Wasn't listening to your question. I got distracted by this ball.
What is it? Where did it come from?
It was the cat brought it to me. It's just like one of those Nerf ball things.
Oh, from the gun thing, yeah.
Yeah, and the cat brought it to me, and then for some reason I just got completely distracted.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to pick into your mind a little bit, Rob, and figure out what power you would have. But as we've already established, if all of us were just cast into Westeros, we probably wouldn't be magic. We probably wouldn't be heroes. But you know what? Let's give us a little bit of choice. Say we onion it up. We do some lord a favor or give some lady just the right rub down. And all of a sudden, we are entitled to our own house, to our own castle by the beach or on the rolling hills. And we're not going to say it's going to be grand and you're going to sire kings and queens, but maybe, just maybe, you won't get eaten by the lions that don't exist anymore.
Like that.
Exactly.
I had the same question.
Rob just held up a Post-it that pretty much accurately said what I was going for. Everybody, I would like you to make your own house sigil and house words. And since Rob already had a jump on it, I was really hoping to kind of catch him unawares. I also want you to tell me where in the kingdoms you'd put it.
Ooh, boy.
And we're talking Westeros exclusively.
I think that my name works well with having a sigil, because my last name is Bullock. So I think my sigil would be a bull. And so I'm House Bullock. And
would you change it to bull ox, so that way you can have some like half bull half ox combo?
That is better. I'm gonna go with Bullocks.
Liking the way you're thinking.
Okay, so all right, so just paint me a picture here. Give me your colors. What's the pose?
Or you could just add a C in the middle and get real wild with it.
I could do House Buttocks.
You could steal the Tyrell's words as well. House Bullcock, growing strong. Sorry to derail you. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I think that my colors, I've always been a big fan of like the bricky orange brick color. So I like a dark orange and then something like a dark gray. That's not funny, but that's just a cool color combination that I like to use. I think that my words would be where's the beef?
Still works.
Still great.
Nice. And then where are you putting down this little keep of yours?
Ooh, House Buttocks or Bullcocks. I know that we didn't really go there a lot in the shows that I've ever, because I've never read the books, but the idea of Dorne always sounded really cool to me. So I think I'd go to Dorne. Somewhere in Dorne.
Nice. Lots of bulls in the desert.
Is Dorne a desert?
Yeah.
Oh.
Most of it. I mean, it's. I think the second biggest kingdom, and I could be pulling that out of my ass. So, but at least what we see in the show when we go to like Sunspear and everything, that's pretty much a desert.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like, in real life, we pretty much live in the north. So I was just like, I don't want to live in the north.
This is your fantasy. You're probably gonna die of dysentery, so live it up while you can.
Yeah.
Make your good choices. All right, Hans, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'll hit mine up. So I thought about this a little bit, and I think I have to go with my sigil being just a very stoic picture of my cat Murphy.
Of course, sure.
And then my which is, I think my house words or slogan would be it would probably make sense honestly for my cat and for me, is just simply don't make me do stuff.
Hey, look at this ball.
and I'm laying, and I think I'm laying land. I don't know a lot about the mythos of the world or anything anyway, or the geography for that matter. But I think I gotta hold up in Highgarden just because it sounds.
Yeah.
They make it sound real. The Tyrells make it sound pretty sweet over there. So
It's a swanky ass place. Growing strong.
growing strong.
Yeah. All right. So we've got House Bullock, and I'm so sorry. What were your words again?
Mine.
No, Rob's.
Oh, where's the beef?
Where's the beef? House Bullock. Where's the beef? Out in Dorne. House Scherenberger. Don't make me do stuff. out in the Reach. Jeremy.
Yeah, so now that, like, with Rob mentioning his last name and things like that, you'd be surprised how often, and even Emily and I were talking about this, how Sturgill gets transformed into Sturgeon all the time. Like, yeah. So some sort of fish would be cool, like something.
I like this.
But I'm obsessed with when we were initially looking at like symbols for like a sigil, I came up with Hodor has been very much a part of our life here, right? So you have to draw an H and then take a D and then just kind of rotate it 90 degrees so it's going to be facing down, and then just attach it to the bottom of the H. So what you have is an H on top of a D, always ready. That's some of you are drawing this now. You're all welcome.
Is the HD attached to the bottom of a fish, or was that just a red herring?
So
pun intended.
I was trying to think of how I would get that, but a lot of these fish, penile projections are pretty. They're like sheathed, right? Which is kind of cool. But I mean, like a sheathed penis, that's kind of neat. Protection, right? That's critical. I don't know, but then location. Ever since the show and even in the book, I always thought the Vale was a really cool place. I like that it's like that when Bronn was talking about, bring some. I'll impregnate the bitch. I think that was the line. That's still like one of the most impressive parts of the show to me. It's like, give me some climbing things and I'll a few men and I'll impregnate the bitch. I think that's a cool area. The whole moon door was really cool as well.
So you're just straight up stealing somebody else's house, you're thinking?
Yeah, well, I mean, have you seen my my sigil? It says always ready, and I have a penis on it. So
It's taking it over.
I think the Eyrie at this point, I mean, looking forward to season 7, is pretty undermanned.
It is,
and,
right?
is without a protector of the realm. So
yeah.
I think you could take it. And that Eyrie is in River Run?
the Eyrie is in the Vale.
In the Vale,
The
yeah.
Vale.
In the
So
Vale.
that's where Lysa Arryn was.
Gotcha.
Where Tyrion was held prisoner for a moment.
And what a cool like prison. I always thought that was really cool too, with all slanted. That was
Gotta be
badass.
terrifying.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Why is it called a moon door? You don't see the moon.
It's a good question.
It's a circle, right? I mean, I'm assuming that's kind of where they're
So we're
getting that
creating
direction.
a moon. Got it.
I know that their sigil is a moon, a crescent moon, and
Oh,
so
yeah, so it's
maybe
probably
that's
that.
just the idea. But that is a good point. I've never really considered much into that. Huh.
I mean, you're seeing the Earth. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's an Earth door.
It's the Earth door.
But you're
Please
staring
lead
at
through the
it
Earth
from
door.
the moon.
Yeah. Maybe it's because, oh no, it's just in a rocks. Yeah, I don't know. It's, once again, your level of critical thinking is far too deep for us.
Way too critical.
Intellectual as always, Rob.
Oh, can I tell you all about House Jones?
Let's hear it.
Perfect. So Rob, I'm a little. I mean, again, appreciate the solidarity, but you stole my thunder a little bit. I would also go with orange and gray for my house colors, which is fine. You know, we can share it. There are only so many colors on the wheels.
You can be a bright orange.
Yeah,
I'll be
bright.
like a burnt orange, right?
Because like Lannister and Baratheon are like the same color, basically, aren't they?
I mean, red and yellow, if you consider them the same. Yeah.
Well,
Hey, similar.
Yeah.
well, the Baratheon had like a dark red and like in the yellow, and the Lannisters is like red and gold.
Yes, Stannis's one is red and gold. That's a good point. Good point. So yeah, I'll be a little bit brighter. Maybe I'll go a little bit lighter on the gray, so there's some more contrast there.
Some silver.
But, I'm really, you know, I tried to think of some cool stuff. Like there's no Phoenix house, that could be fun. It's a little basic, but whatever. But then I was like, you know what? I think I've curated this image of me in Westeros, and I can't run from it. I just gotta lean into it. So, you guys seen those pictures of the otters holding hands? They're just like floating on their backs and they're holding hands so they don't drift away from each other. That's what my sigil would be. Just two of the cute little otters with some shells resting on their breasts, and then my house words would just be, "Y'all want any muffins?" Because again, I'm just really trying not to get murdered.
That's true.
Who's gonna murder the otter house who's offering up muffins? And then just in case, I don't think it sounds like a particularly pleasant place to live, but I would put my my house around the neck area, which is that swamp that the reeds come from, because it's just very hard to attack, and people get lost there. So yeah, I'm just gonna be out of the way, fishing and eating some muffins. I know my aesthetic.
So this is actually a perfect another perfect segue for this episode. We're just killing it. Unless you guys have anything else to say about your individual houses, I got a little game we could play.
Ooh.
All right.
You guys ready? Now, I'm a little concerned, Tony, because I didn't tell you guys about this game.
I'm worried.
I'm a little concerned that for your game, you went through and looked at all the houses.
Oh.
Did you?
For make your own sigil thing?
Yeah. Did you go through all the game of... Okay, because my game is called Game of Homes. And I'm going to throw out a couple different... I'm going to throw out a house, and you guys have to tell me what the sigil is and what their words are. And if you don't know it, you have to guess.
Okay.
God.
Are we going in an order, or are we buzzing in? How are we doing this?
I think we should go in order.
Okay.
So, and I will... I'll keep score for all those guys... For all the correct that you get. So, I'll start with an easy one. House Baratheon.
Who are you giving this question to?
I think I'm going to give it to Rob first. He's our guest.
Oh boy. House Baratheon. I have to say stag, right?
Right.
And then I have to give the words.
And you have to give the words. And I'm not going to be as picky on the sigil because most of the sigils have like specific colors, specific imagery or actual item. If you get it relatively close, you get the animal, you get the item or whatever the specific thing is, I'm counting it.
Okay, I have no idea.
The words
what
are going to be
half of these
tricky.
The words for House Baratheon are
No cheating.
a guess that is...
Yeah, Jeremy keeps looking down. I don't like what he's looking at.
Oh, sorry. I can show you what I'm looking at.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, it's fine. Emma's
Mess
texting
with
me.
the stag, you get the horn.
No, but I love it. Does anyone want to steal?
Bam, bam.
Tony's in.
House
Was that a steal?
Baratheon. It is a black crown stag on a golden background, and their words is, "Ours is the fury."
God damn
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I have a feeling I know who's going to win.
Yes.
All right, so we're giving
Is
Rob
that
a half.
ever said in the show? Ours is the fury.
No.
Okay.
Rob's getting a half a point, and Tony's getting. Should you get it? You think you get a full point or
Like
just a half
6
a point?
points? You think 6 points?
6.2.
We'll give Tony
I
a.
think a half point because it was a steal.
Yeah. Well, Steele's only get
And
half.
Rob did
point.
half the work.
All right. I'll just go around the circle. So Jeremy, you're up next.
Great.
House Targaryen.
I mean, it's a dragon. I can't tell you the colors, but I'm gonna go with red.
Okay. What's their words? I'll give you a hint.
We have heard this.
Yeah,
we
we've heard
have.
it. It's a title of an episode. You gotta guess.
I know. I'm thinking
The Climb.
Miley Cyrus is The Climb. Final answer.
burn them all.
Ooh.
No, but not
pretty
actually.
baller,
That's actually a pretty good, pretty
What?
close. It's
Ooh.
Whoa.
fire and blood.
Oh, god damn it.
Close.
I mean, I knew burn them all wasn't one of them, but I still think but I think it fits the house pretty good.
And it's-
burn
and
them
it's-
all.
I'd like to steal Fire and Blood.
Oh shit! I forgot to do this too. Well, there's another nuance to this that if you get it right, I'll give you the steal points if anyone wants to go for it. Tony's in.
It's actually a red 3-headed dragon on a
Boom.
black background.
He nailed it with the steal. Tony with 1 point.
Yeah, I couldn't
Jeremy
remember
with-
how many heads were on the dragon.
I'll
I
give
was
Jeremy
gonna say 6. but-
I'll give Jeremy a third of a point for getting one of the heads of the dragon.
Is
Hey,
Daenerys
it was a red
better
dragon.
blue?
Fuck you both. I get a solid point.
Oh,
He
true.
did get the color,
He did get the
yeah.
red. He'll get a half. He'll get a full half point.
A full half of a point.
Is
And then
Daenerys's
minus 6.
What was that?
Is Daenerys's flag blue now? Why I feel like I'm picturing like her carrying banners, and I feel like I remember seeing blue banners now.
So
Yeah,
the
when they're marching.
Targaryen
think
sigil
so.
is on a black banner.
I don't think
Even
she's
the
carrying
current
that when she's
one?
marching.
I have no idea.
Yeah. She likes to wear this blue dress,
Maybe that's what it is.
but I don't know. Maybe there's like an unsullied flag or something. I'm not really sure.
For some reason, I think that I remember like blue and yellow being carried, but maybe I'd have to look.
Could be.
All right.
It'd be interesting to go back and look. If you pull that off, Rob, that's 10 points.
Tony, are you ready?
Yeah.
You have to go a little harder for him. Do like House Greyjoy.
Don't tell the game master how to play
Greyjoy
his
is
game.
easy.
No.
I don't know what.
House Swift.
House Swift. Fuck if I know.
You have to guess.
Yeah, of course. All right, House Swift. 3 small golden birds on an azure background. And their words are, ooh, look what you made me do.
As much as I wish that were true, no.
Can I
Does anyone
steal?
want to? Yeah,
I'm
sure,
gonna
Rob.
steal.
Go for the steal.
I think that the at least the sigil is a fox.
Holy
And
shit.
The words?
I was gonna
The
say
words. The words are I don't know, but this is
I'm swiping.
This is one of the ones that Arya said when she was talking to Tywin, I think. Or I could be wrong. I have no clue, but I feel like I recognize it, and I feel like she said fox. So that's all I'm giving. Words.
No, you gotta give
words
words.
it's super effective.
Quite the vocabulary. No, on all accounts.
Damn.
Jeremy,
I mean, your confidence, though.
Yeah, I
was scared.
I'm gonna go fish is on there.
okay. What's your words?
It's better in the sea. I don't know.
It is a blue rooster,
God damn it.
and the words are
We like the cock.
with exclamation for both words. Awake, awake. We back to Rob. You guys
Yeah.
want to go for another round here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Rob, how's Tully?
Okay, Tully. Ooh, this one's hard because it is a fish, or
Remember that shit.
or It's just the guy is called the Blackfish, and I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a fish on a blue background, and their words are.
This is also said in the show.
For the fish,
Once.
I don't remember that.
It was this big.
No, but I almost prefer that. Anyone want
Jeremy?
to steal?
Yeah, I want to. Jeremy, do you want to steal?
Sure, I'll do it. We're gonna go with strength before honor. Strength, honor. It had strength in it. I remember it because it was 3 words, right?
Yeah, it is 3 words.
Did we?
And you got one of the words right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Then I'll take a third of a point again.
Yeah, but which word did you get right?
Are you gonna make me choose a word? 4.
Yeah. Not 4.
I have no idea.
Alrighty.
Honor.
Jeremy gets-
I'm gonna go honor.
Jeremy gets 1/3 of a point. Tony. let's
Just
hear
for
it.
posterity's sake, so that they don't think we're scrubs. House Tully is a silver trout on a blue and red background, and their words are family, duty, honor.
Killing it.
Hey, 3 words. Feeling pretty good right now. I thought strength was one
So-
of them.
Rob's getting half. I'm giving Rob. And by the way, the scoring system in this game is completely made up as I go. So Rob gets half a point. Tony gets the steal with half a point. Although I feel like he deserves more because that was perfect. Alrighty.
Is this a good time to just buzz in and say that I do have a poster of a bunch of Westeros houses in my bedroom?
Oh my god!
Are you
how
in
the
your
fuck
bedroom
are you
right now?
remembering?
Correct. Would you like to see it? Well, I mean, I lost my camera, but yeah, I'll Instagram it.
Are you looking directly at it?
I'm not in my bedroom, so I'm not using it. I just own
I
it.
thought the rule was no cheating. I thought that was our conversation.
Alrighty.
All right, give me one. Give me. I don't know. Don't give me
All right.
any of them actually.
Jeremy, I'm gonna throw the softball up for you. House Lannister.
Oh, it's a lion. And actually the reason why I remember this so clearly now is Tony saying, "Hear me roar."
Yeah, Jeremy with the full point.
Hold on. Can we get some colors?
Hit-
Oh, it's gold on red.
Killing it.
Gold.
Nailed it.
Gold.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Stop talking while you're ahead.
Gold. It's gold background red line. No.
See, I would have thought that was a hard one because I don't remember the "hear me roar" or whatever.
Oh, I don't know why that's always sticking in my head with Tony because I remember him making and I thought it was a joke initially.
Yeah, we had a thing about it.
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
I know that a Lannister always pays their debts is not their words, but I never
what it should
remember. But I never remember what the real words are.
I don't think it's actually ever said in the show. They're just like,
No,
here, nerds, figure this out.
Doesn't Jamie say it once, or
Maybe.
or Tyrion or something when he's talking to someone? I think is like, oh, that's not our actual words. Oh, maybe it was.
Well, so there's the conversation. Yeah, we kind of got into this earlier in the week. There's the conversation with Lewin and Bran, where Lewin's quizzing him, and Bran's like, Lannister always pays his debts. He's like, a common saying, but not their words. But then they never finish it.
That's what it was.
Say what
That's
it actually
what it is. I think. Yeah.
It's also the same scene where we hear family, duty, honor, because then Bran's like, in that order, right? Family first. Where the fuck's mom? Like, you know how you talk about your mom.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, you ready for one?
Isn't it Tony's turn?
He steals so much. Maybe is it Tony's turn?
I think so.
All right, we'll go to Tony.
I think what we should do is give it to Tony, but see if Rob and I can come up with it before Tony.
So don't give it to me.
Yeah, so fuck you.
Basically.
Alrighty. Tony, House Westerling.
House Westerling, which is the house that in the books Rob marries into. Oh, House Westerling, a white dove on a blue sky, and their words are, "If you sleep with me, you'll have to marry me."
Close.
Rob's like, got it.
Close.
Anyone
I have
want
no
to
clue.
go for the steal?
I have no idea.
I have
Right.
no idea.
Actually, should I do it in Tony's voice? Actually, it's 6 white shells on a sand-colored background.
Oh, duh. What are the
Duh.
words?
Friggin' idiot. Their
Or
motto
are those
is
the words?
their motto is honor,
Family
comma,
duty.
It's strength for honor. I told you.
it's honor, comma, not honors. Whatever that
Oh.
means.
Okay. What if that would be a funny thing for a house? It's like, yes, our house sigil is 2 goats fighting over a lamb shank, but our house words are 6 seashells on a sandy colored background. Just to confuse people.
Alrighty, this is a chance for you guys to come back. Tony with a big 0.
I'm gonna just go ahead and issue a formal protest that this is bullshit.
I've been selecting them at random.
I strongly
we'll do-
feel House of Star coming our
You
way.
guys want to do the final? You guys want to do the final round?
Yeah.
Lightning round.
Daily double.
I have no rules for this.
Daily
by the way, I'm just
Potpourri for
all right.
500.
Rob, House Tyrell.
That is a rose and growing stronger.
Close. I think I have to take it, right?
You did say if you got it close that you would give him the points.
So it is. It is. Tony, you trying to steal?
Yeah. If I get it more
he's gonna
close,
get
can
his
I get
half-
Okay, yeah.
He's
If
gonna
you
get his
get
half
if
point.
If you get it more close, I'll give you your due half point.
Is it a golden rose on a green background, growing strong?
It is.
See, there was strong in there sometime.
All right. Jeremy, House Mormont.
A bear. It's a
In
bear.
the words.
Oh fuck! I'm literally. I think I want to say a black bear on a green banister. I'm probably wrong. House Mormont. I'm gonna go with. Bear with me.
No, but that would have been funny. And
Right to
impress-
bear arms.
So, does anyone want to go for the steal? I don't know if is Tony allowed to just keep stealing. I don't know.
I'm sure Tony knows it. Do you know it, Tony?
Well, so you're right about the bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Yeah, you fucking nailed it.
I don't know colors. I would guess like a brown bear on a dark green background.
Oh, so I
we
was close to
ever-
the colors too. Is the colors right or no?
It's a
I have
black.
no idea.
It's a black bear on a green background. You got it.
Okay.
and then bear
as
with
far
me,
as
right?
words, I have no clue. Yeah, bear. House Mormont. We don't sell slaves.
Seriously.
Here we stand is the words. Here we stand.
See,
Interesting.
it's bear as in BARE as in bearing yourself. As to bear with me.
All right, Tony. I believe if you get this right,
Yeah.
you are the victor. Actually,
I'm sure your random selection will be so.
Let me
So
tally up the
choice.
points.
Welcome to Guess This House, the show where it's all made up and the points don't matter.
So right now we're sitting at Rob with 1.5 points.
Yes.
Jeremy with 2 1/3 points. And Tony with 2.5 points.
Ooh, I thought
There
there were like
is-
12 by now.
There
so
is
bad?
stealing opportunities here. It's anyone's game.
I mean, it's still my question, though, right?
No,
Tony.
no, fuck that.
Let me find a good one. At random, of course. House Hornwood.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
House Hornwood.
Everybody knows House Hornwood.
House Hornwood is a large oak tree, green oak tree on a brown background, and their words are. It's a bit nippy today.
It's a bit nippy today.
It is a gazelle.
Yeah.
And the words?
I know, I'm trying to think. Be wary of the pointy end.
No. It's a black bull moose.
Fuck.
Let me guess.
Yeah, what do you want, Rob? This is the daily
Righteous
double for that
in
man.
wrath.
It is. How did you know that? You obviously cheated.
I cheated.
No. I was like, oh shit, how old are you? Shit.
How many did you write down?
Rob I have all of them.
All of the houses?
Yeah. Although some of them don't have words apparently because, and I at first when I was first writing them, I just thought those were their oaths or their words because some of them just say sworn to and then another house.
Yeah.
And
I think that is a thing for like less, because I think like the Clegane one is like loyal to Lannister or something.
Oh, okay. So that is their words. Okay. I wasn't doing them, even though some of them are very funny.
Yeah.
So for all the points then, House Selmy, who wants to go for it?
House Selmy.
Okay. It's
Jeremy?
got these kind of like
Loyal to
C's
Targaryen.
that are like inverted a little bit, like almost rotated to where they're like 45 degrees but pointy, but they have a small little indentation on the end of them.
Jesus.
But they also have a nice faint roundish area in the middle of them too. And then it has like a little small area beneath it. It's kind of a triangle shape, but it's kind of discreetly done. Very, very nice, very nice. And it just says, "Sell me."
Close. Sell me. All right. Anyone else want to take a shot at this?
I don't even have a clue.
No
And I'm
idea.
not clever enough to be funny.
Well, that wasn't funny or clever. Oh, and it says Daenerys. By the way, it's all there as well.
Alrighty. So no ins up for this one.
Wait,
got
just
no
is
idea.
it an animal? Is it like
It is a plant.
well the rose is gone, so
No idea.
probably a sunflower.
It's 3 stalks of yellow wheat, and their words are sworn to Baratheon. Not that exciting. So I think we all know the victor is Tony. One more that I thought was kind of funny. House Dandarian. It is a forked lightning bolt on a field of stars.
I could have told you that one, actually.
Sworn to Baratheon. Seriously?
Yeah.
That's funny.
What other ones were there we didn't? I mean,
There's a lot.
yeah. Anything good?
House Martell. Any guesses?
It's
That's the scorpion, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Or is it a snake?
No and no.
So is Greyjoy? Is it a squid that's on that, or is it an octopus? Because I can't remember.
Let's hear
Kraken.
Martell.
It's a
Let's hear
Kraken.
Martell first.
Is it Crackman? Oh, okay.
Martell is a golden spear through a golden sun on an orange background, and their words are.
That's their words. It's just
Unbowed, unbent, unbroken.
There you go. Nailed
Oh my
it.
god.
Alrighty, that was Game of Homes.
Game of motherfucking home. That was fun.
That was
it
good.
took a long time.
Worth
Feel
it.
free
I
to
like
cut some
Game
of
Show
it.
Hans though. Truthfully, yes. I think you might have a calling if you get sick of having so many genital related work stories.
Next one would be guess the size of the penis.
I only host games that I can make up the scoring to, though.
Of
That's,
course,
that's
Well,
my only stipulation.
I think that's perfectly acceptable. Do you guys want to talk about season 3 of Game of Thrones at all? Actually, Jeremy,
Can someone
real
tell
quick.
me how it ends? Because I totally think it ends with the with the army looking down on the cliff for season 3. The army of the army of the White Walkers looking down, like the pan up on the huge army of White Walkers.
No, so that's season 3 ends with the Red Wedding, is episode 9, and then the last thing we see in episode 10 is like Daenerys freeing the city of Yunkai, and everybody crowd surfs her.
Oh,
into the
right.
middle.
Yep. Now I remember.
So Jeremy, I believe that you have everybody who died in season 3.
Yeah. So I have a little R.I.P.
If you could, now you went through these earlier when we were off air.
I know.
The ones who we don't care about, I don't care about.
Got it. That's easy.
But the ones who people might remember or need a little reminder of, if you could just run down the list of the deceased, and I will provide some appropriately ambient music.
Got it. So the first is going to be episode 2. and that would be Hoster Tolly. Episode 4 would definitely be Castor, Jor Mormont, and then the Krasnus Mo Naklas. Episode 5, a lot of people died. Wylan Lannister, Martin Lannister, Richard Karstark. Episode 6, special heartfelt one for me. Pubes were nice. Roz. Episode 8, Marrow, Prendal Nagazin, whatever. And White Walker Boy gets killed. Man, episode 9, a lot of people going down. Oral, Talisa Stark. God, that butt. So many great pictures. Rob,
the rest of
and then Catelyn. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the only... there's a couple other unnamed people. That was the big one.
Oh, sorry, my iPod skipped. Yeah, season 3, it's a nuts one. The last time that all quad of us were together chatting, the question was asked, and I think pretty quickly shot down, but it was proposed. Is this the worst season of Game of Thrones? And again, I think the definitive answer was no. But I think the question does have to be asked, is season 3 in the running for the best season of Game of Thrones?
Yes, absolutely.
I would say so, yeah. It's got some of the most memorable moments of Game of Thrones.
I think so too. I don't know if I would vote. Again, I kind of want to pass or hold off on passing exclusive judgment until we really get down the line a bit more. But this is just the way they go from telling these stories and weaving these things. Because, a lot of stuff happens in season 7, but it's kind of just all boom, wow, in your face. It's all big moments, and you don't really get any time to just kind of sit back and watch people plot, which I like a little bit, in moderation and stuff. So we've been doing, just to keep track of things, we've been doing orders as we go via the season. And I think where we currently stand is Jeremy season 2, season 1. Hans and I are season 1, then season 2, best to worst. And I want to add season 3 into this mix. So Rob, considering all 3 seasons of Game of Thrones that we done hath viewed and trying to remember which season is which, where would you establish this hierarchy?
Okay, so my number 1, I think, out of the 3 so far would be 3.
Okay.
And then 1, and then 2. 3, 1, 2.
3, 1, 2. Great beer. All right. Jeremy.
So I was already 2-1. I just said that 3 is, in my opinion, one of the better seasons of the show in its entirety. So yeah, I think this is a really good one. So I'm a 3-2-1.
So you're sticking to the 2-1. Okay.
Yep.
Hans?
3-1-2, no doubt.
Okay. I am also gonna go 3-1-2 here.
Man, in season 2, Tyrion was so good. So good.
I don't think it's bad.
I think Tyrion gets better. I think that Tyrion has... Tyrion in season 3 definitely takes a step back, but then the next season's coming up, when he... I think we start to get to see some cool Tyrion action going on. Mm-hmm. And I think that the reason I like season 3 so much is that it tore everything down that I expected about the show, because Ned dying at the end of season 1 was crazy to me, and I was like, well, they can't do it again. You get
Stark,
and then so you think that Robb Stark and Jon Snow and Arya Stark and Sansa Stark, those are your main characters for the show, those are supposed to be your main characters, and they're going to be looped in without the whole thing, and then Rob goes and gets killed. It just throws the world into chaos of what you expected from the show, and I think that moment of the Red Wedding made it season 3 be like, okay, this show's got something else going on, and it's not just, you know, a predictable medieval drama, you know?
There's more than season 3 really kind of introduces us to people like living with some shit, not just dying as well. Like we see Jamie lose his hand. We see Theon.
Oh yeah,
and
get his fingers split.
Yeah,
that'd be terrible, right?
That would be awful. And then he had to watch that guy eat a sausage, and he was probably so hungry.
I know, he hasn't eaten in so long. And then he got that like that nail through the foot. That would hurt.
Ugh.
Yeah, those. I am not looking forward to the next season of watching it because I remember being very squeamish during those scenes. Yeah, and I do remember. I mean, I like Daenerys now, but I do remember when I first started watching the show, did not like her that much until she started getting the Unsullied and, you know, started being like, okay, now I see where she's coming from, you know.
I think this is my favorite. And again, I'll wait to pass the official seal of judgment. But as far as I can recall, this is my favorite season of Daenerys. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, she's good. Got that, you know, she's starting to become confident in herself, but she's not in that overly, like, I mean, a little bit. As with anybody who thinks that they should rule everybody else, there's got to be a level of ego. But she's, you know, she's not too far gone on that spectrum yet. She's not overly domineering. And again, I still like her down the road, but this is my golden gal now. That was not a
there was the episode
that was a Paul Rudd phrase.
She definitely sees herself as someone who's liberating people in this season, right? And I think that's an enjoyable story because you don't get a lot of happiness in season 3 at the end, but that's definitely something to counterbalance everything else that's going on.
Hell yeah!
And I said this from the beginning. I still think the Brienne and Jaime story, although not as complex or as kind of like long as in the book, it's just really good to me. It's just really enjoyable.
For sure, I like that one a lot as well.
And when you find out the story of them in the bathhouse, or like when they're getting clean, like that's probably one of my top 10 parts of the entire show. So from a story standpoint, I think it's really, really well done.
Yeah, I really like that because I like the moments when Jaime is away from Cersei, because when he's with Cersei, he's that awful person that we don't like, and then when he's out in the field doing something else, he's Jaime Lannister, an honorable dude that does cool things, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
It's definitely like Cersei that, you know, manipulates him or like makes him act differently because for reasons, I guess. I don't know.
I don't, you know, I mean, it's her most dangerous weapon.
Well, I just don't know if, like, personally, I couldn't see being in love with someone making me do things like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean there's gotta be something there.
The whole game changes when it's your sister.
Right. I guess, but
let me tell you. An equally important question for season 3, and we'll start with Rob because he has so many to choose from. Rob, out of everything we enjoyed for season 3, what was your favorite scone?
Did Jeremy have a scone the time when he was sedated? Because Jeremy on drugs was my favorite Jeremy ever.
I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from that, by the way.
Yeah.
Essentially, do more drugs, and I'm like, yeah, thanks.
After Game of Thrones wraps up and the new season is all done, and we're trying to look for what our next podcast is going to be, we think we're just going to sign Jeremy up for elective surgery.
Fuck, I was there. I was listening.
I think my favorite scone, the ones I have to say, are the ones that when Jeremy has the scone, it's always a good thing because I love hearing Jeremy talk about the scone and then get cut off.
Yeah, you're a fucking asshole, and we're cutting you from this show.
But you understand that he talks way too, like,
Yeah,
we
it's
give
way
him
too
50% of the
much.
show, and he
50%
just
of the
runs
show.
with
He's
it.
fucking cocked. You give me like 12 seconds at most to get through anything.
Maybe
I write
maybe
down
if we
things. I write descriptive things down for these scones.
maybe if we start, maybe someday we can do longer episodes. We can invest more time in it. And then
There's mouthfeel.
we'd obviously we want to hear what you have to say. We just when we get the signal that it's time to cut it, we have to cut it. So.
You give yourself the signal. That's some bullshit.
No, it's our producers that come to each of our houses individually and sit
you
across
guys-
from us and just stare at us.
Yeah, we have a fake producer. You guys don't have one?
We should start. It's my mom.
Yeah. Our guy's name is Josh.
He's a hard ass.
Does he freelance?
He's the real worst. I mean, you can try. I mean, we just constantly shit on this person. This
If you'd like to-
100% real person.
If you'd like to hear the shit, you can most certainly do that. If you want to catch Rob's podcast, Rob, where can they find you and why should they?
You should find us because if you want to hear me ramble about dicks and give people advice, ARYU site.com, or you can find us at and Rob's Your Uncle on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, all those fun places.
You got that Google Plus account?
What?
Do you have that Google Plus account?
What's a Google Plus?
Gosh, it's like you don't even care.
What's a Google Plus account?
Only the fourth biggest social media platform of 2010.
Oh, right. Yes, I do have a Google Plus account.
Then you're great. You should
Is
go
that
and
still
listen to
active?
Yeah, I don't. I hope to God not.
It's linked to his MySpace account.
I remember when I was at Rock Valley, a couple of me and my friends really tried to make a push for Google Plus to become the new social media. We were real sick of Facebook.
Those circles, man, you were all into it. I feel it.
Yeah.
Well, get in our circle on Monday when we return to tackle more Game of Thrones and kick off Season 4. I'm going to go ahead and steal some property that ain't mine right now and ask you, you down with GOT?
Yeah, you know me.
When I was a kid, I think I'm older than Hans and Jeremy. I don't know how old, or Hans and Tony, but I don't know how
I was
old
going to
Jeremy.
say, you're older than Jeremy.
I don't know how old Jeremy is.
Oh, I'm 35.
Okay, yeah, then you're older than me. But when I was a kid,
Okay, yeah, then you're old as shit.
when I was a kid,
Are you
Pop-Tarts
35? I guess I didn't realize that you were 35.
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts came out with a line of Pop-Tarts that had yogurt in them. And it had yogurt and fruit filling. And they were so delicious. I loved them so much. And they do not make them anymore. I'm guessing they were failed, but I do
They sound gross. That's probably why.
but I remember these are the Pop-Tarts that started the trend of people putting Pop-Tarts in the freezer or the fridge. You would put these, because it was yogurt, you would put them in the fridge and you would eat them, and it was delicious.
I'm imagining it being like the texture of regular yogurt, though. You biting into it and it's just kind of like seeping out.
It's like
It
leaky.
was
It's
a-
like warm yogurt.
It was a little bit. It was a little bit.
I toast
Thicker?
mine.
Yeah, Ethan doesn't want to toast Pop-Tarts, and I feel like that's a sin. Like, they're meant
No,
to be
that's
toasted.
not a.
I don't
sin.
toast my
literally never
Pop-Tarts.
cook a Pop-Tart in my life.
I've never even heard of
I've
putting
done it, but not regularly.
I've never even heard of putting the Pop-Tarts in the fridge or freezer.
Well, I think that's why they're called Pop-Tarts, is it's like the pop of the toaster.
Yeah.
And that's what all the commercials are. But yeah, I did it once as a kid, but I think I didn't even like toaster strudels. I think maybe you had to like toaster strudels to even
Those were
understand that idea.
disgusting.
You think they call them soda tarts outside the Midwest?
Probably. Coke tarts down in the South.
Speaking of callbacks to past episodes, I have some notes too.
Oh, please.
These are things I didn't really get to, so I don't know if they're.
What's this segment called, Rob?
This is Rob is goofing off at work and writing things down on Post-it notes.
It's a good one.
We're familiar with that segment.
So Tony, I know you're a big fan of Ed Sheeran, but him being in this show was not good.
Shut the fuck up. We haven't got
Okay.
there yet. We could give it our official review when it happens. Ed Sheeran is a big fan of Game of Thrones. He's done a lot for the franchise over the years. Give him this moment. Maisie Williams was a big fan. David and Dan wanted to get him on set to surprise her.
It legit pulled me out of the scene because I heard his voice before I saw him.
And you got so hard that
and
you
I
couldn't
was
even...
like, that's Ed Sheeran. I don't know how if you've listened to all of the and Rob's Your Uncles, but in the early episodes I used to shit on Ed Sheeran quite a bit.
I'm making my way through the back catalog, but maybe I'll stop now.
I've turned a leaf. I think there was one episode where I turned a leaf where I was like, I'm cool with him now. But he's like, I have a celebrity beef with him because, I pretend that I'm a celebrity.
Of course. Oh, you are.
Yeah.
I will say, he got so much crap that I feel like I have to, as his boy and his best friend, come to his defense as occasional lovers in the nighttime. But, yeah, his camo was gratuitous. It was a lot.
I don't know. I think he was just too big of a star and too recognizable of a voice. Because you were trying to compare it to the guy who no one had ever heard of being a singer and singing the song in season 2.
Are you talking about probably some award-nominated Carrie Lightbody from Snow Patrol?
Yeah. You were comparing it to him, and I was just like,
Are you
okay,
talking
no
about
one's
Gary
heard of
Lightbody
him.
from the MTV VMA runner-up Snow Patrol?
The one and the same.
Gary.
Gary.
Gary
You know
Lightbody.
Gary.
His mom was first chair in her high school band. Okay, so what else do you have to nitpick?
The last thing guys, I don't like nacho fries.
No.
Whoa. I just got great feedback that our 25-minute talk about chicken sandwiches at Taco Bell was amazing.
Hey,
it
I'm
was
saying
amazing.
it's fine. I just had nacho fries one time and they were just not good. I didn't.
What didn't you like about them? Tell me.
I didn't like the texture. I didn't like how. I mean, I would have liked them to be crispy.
They
were
are very
soggy.
soft.
They're very soft. Hans is gonna fix that when he has Taco Bell.
So I've had them 3 times since they've come back. My diet's going great, and it's not. I mean, okay, so I have been to the same Taco Bell, so it could be something with their preparation. But I'm assuming, because it never used to be an issue, and it was the same Taco Bell, that they just don't put as much seasoning on them anymore, and I'm kind of bummed by it.
Really? See, my only critique of the nacho fries was that sometimes
The overseas.
they're a little too heavily seasoned.
But I think that was the thing. Like, they begged for the cheese. Like, the fries weren't good. It was dipping the fries in the very specific cheese that, made it a Taco Bell thing. These are just kind of soggy potatoes.
That would be good if the fries were crispy. I'm just saying, the fries were fine. I mean, they were fast food fries. That's what I would say for them. And the seasoning tasted fine. It's just when you're eating a fry, I purposely don't even eat McDonald's fries because they're rarely ever crispy or something like that.
But when they're fresh, though, they're pretty great fries.
I love tater tots too. I just like all potatoes except for nacho fries.
To be honest, I just love carbs. Period.
I don't really care for tater tots, though.
Really?
Truth be told. Yep, not a big fan. And I've also, just to say that you love all things potatoes, are you one of these ketchup on potato chip people?
No. My mom is, but I'm not. I don't like ketchup at all.
Okay.
I don't put ketchup on anything.
Oh, I do that ketchup on Lay's potato chips / barbecue sauce on Lay's potato chips. Straight up barbecue chips, y'all.
But they sell those.
Have you ever gone and bought flavored chips, Tony? It's the same price. Look at the weight. You get less. You pay for that seasoning.
Are you stealing the barbecue sauce?
Fucking kidding me. I can see him going up there and being like, $12. When it's mine. Got you, sucker.
But I got an extra. Yeah, but I got an extra chip.
Jeremy, is this Dorothy Lane place that's supplying all your scones charging $12 for a bag of Lay's potato chips?
Oh god, they're fucking yeah. We were just talking about. Have you guys ever heard of something called a sumo citrus?
No.
It looks like an orange, and it has like another miniature orange on top of them. But it's the size of a regular orange. $4 a piece.
Jeez. Did you get one?
Yeah, of course we did. It's $4 a piece. It was amazing. It's the best orange I've ever had. But still, I don't know if it's $4.
How's like the little mini orange on the top of the?
See, that's like. It's like the prime meat, if you will. It's delicious.
It's like a little orange tumor.
Yeah, it's like its child. You're eating the child first. Yeah.
Are we all still recording?
Yes.
Well, anyway, that was everybody's favorite segment. Rob goofing off at work and writing stuff down. Anything else to add, fellas?
I think we should stop just for the sake of editing. But because we've praised season 3 so highly, I will just go ahead and pass the ball to our all-important Jugglies category and say that it was a bit of a letdown.
Really was. We only got Juggly, half the episode? 50% Jugglies this season?
Something like that. No season 10, no episode 10, no episode 9, no episode 6, no episode 4.
Yeah.
No episode 2.
Yeah, but didn't we get a full nude of Daenerys in this one with the bath?
We did.
So when? Done. Doesn't matter anymore.
Fair enough. Tell you what, we only got the barest brief glimpses of some powerful shafts, so I don't even think there's anything to compete.
We got the base of the stock.
Gendry's hammer. Oh, all right. Well, I think we've already signed off. You down with GOT? Yeah, you know me.
You know me. Well, see you later.
Well, see you later. Big gulps, eh?